Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make vegetable beef soup. And typically I just make soup with whatever's in my fridge, whatever I want to use up. And so today I've got quite a few different things. First I'm going to start with, I have a chuck roast that I put into my pressure cooker and I wanted it to be really tender. So I set it for 2.5 hours in my pressure cooker. So it's done. I'm going to take it out, cut it up, put it back into the juice, and then we'll make our soup. It's very quick and easy, and I just taste as I go and dump in whatever I happen to have at the time. It's so tender, I could probably get a slotted spoon to get this out because it's just really falling apart, which is perfect, exactly what I want for a vegetable beef soup. I want it to be crazy tender. I'm picky about fat on my meat, so I want to make sure I pick off all the fat and get rid of all of it. So I'm going to go through this, pull out the bones and the fat, and put the meat back into the container. Look at it. It's so tender. It just pulls apart and shreds. This is my favorite kind of beef to put into recipes. Beef and noodles, this is awesome with, but I just wanted a yummy beef vegetable soup. Let's taste it. Really tender. I love it. I'm not going to season this because I'm putting a lot of things into the soup that's going to give it flavor and some salt. So we'll dump in all of my stuff and then see how it tastes. I didn't put a lot of water in when I pressure cooked the meat because I knew I wanted to save this beef kind of juice for the soup. So got all the meat in. And now I'll show you what goes in next. A lot of these things I've put in my soup before, so I kind of grabbed some of my staples that I like in my vegetable beef soup. I like these cheese tortellini. You could get beef tortellini, but it's just, I'm only using about maybe 2 cups of the tortellini. And I found this, it's a salsa seasoning, so you're supposed to just dump it into tomatoes to make homemade salsa. So I'm gonna dump a scoop of that in to give it some flavor. I've got some V8 juice to add some more tomato flavor. I'm going to put some beef bouillon cubes in. I have 5 of them. A whole large can of diced tomatoes with the tomato juice. I'm going to dump the whole thing in. I'm not going to strain the juice. I want the tomato juice in there. Mixed vegetables. I'm probably just going to use maybe half the bag because I have so many things that are going in. And then I'll season it to taste. But usually these things should add quite a bit of salt and flavor that I don't think I'll have to add a lot. Probably some pepper maybe. We'll go ahead and dump in the tortellini. Beef bouillon cubes. Here's our tomatoes with the tomato juice. The V8, I do low sodium. Pepper. I might add salt, but we'll see. I may not need it. We'll do a little garlic powder because I throw that in everything. Onion powder. And my mixed vegetables. I did about half the bag, so about a pound. This was a 2-pound bag. So I use my pressure cooker so often, very frequently. If I want something stewed and really tender, I'll put ribs in it, roast, any type of a beef that I want to be really tender. You can do all kinds of different things with this. I honestly need to experiment with it because you can see all the different settings. You can brown it, pressure cook, slow cook, saute, steam. There's all kinds of things. People make cakes and cheesecakes with it. I do have a cheesecake springform pan that I bought for it, and I just haven't used it yet, so we'll have to experiment with that. All right, so quick and easy. You want to let this stew for a little bit because it's got the beef bouillon cubes in here that need to dissolve. So it's been stewing. Let's test it out. Look at all of this stuff. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. All of the tortellini, big chunks of meat, veggies, tomatoes. So it's got beef flavor and tomato flavor in the broth. Let's try the broth. That is really good. Really good. Maybe with like a crusty grilled cheese sandwich or a peanut butter sandwich. Really good. Okay, let's test this out. Look at those big chunks of beef. All right, let's test it. Oh, look at that. Look at the chunks of beef, the yummy cheesy tortellini, all the veggies and big chunks of tomato. Mmm. Such a good comfort food. So good. Mm. If you like my throw together soup, make sure you like and follow and subscribe. Check out my other recipes. Mmm. So good.